Because of the evilness of disobedience, Samuel said to Saul, "For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry." Mga kapatid, seryoso ito. If we minimize disobedience, it is because true humility and faith in God are not consciously dwelling in our hearts. It is because we are stubborn, we are self-willed, self-insistent upon our own way. And by the way, disobedience is not confusion. Disobedience is not that we get ourselves into a position where we get all mixed up and cannot tell what we should do. Should we tell the truth? Should we do what we are told? Should we have ungodly friends? Then we say, in answer to that, I'm confused. No, we are not. We are not confused at all. Disobedience is because we are proud. We will entertain the thought that our desires are more important than listening to God. Samuel brings out the seriousness of this disobedience. He says rebellion is as the sin of the witchcraft. Disobedience is rebellion against God. He says it is witchcraft and stubbornness, and it is as the sin of idolatry. Hindi pa tapos si Samuel. As he went again, he went on again, he added arrogance like the evil of idolatry. Now, having just discussed the first three commandments of ang titingnan natin dito, I would suspect that most of us are beginning to understand idolatry is when we put anything and on everything in front of or before God. At ayaw ng ating Panginoon Diyos yan. He considered it, as Samuel notes here, evil. But arrogance is like the evil of idolatry. Seryoso ang mga katagang ito, mga kapatid, kapwa ko mag-aaral ng banal na kasulatan. Tingnan natin kung anong ginawa ni Saul when he returned from bashing the Amalekites for a bit. In verse 12 of this same chapter 15, ano sabi ni Samuel? Samuel was told that Saul has gone to Carmel. There he set up a monument in his own honor. At first, it doesn't sound all that bad. I mean, we put up statues of important people all the time. But the problem with Saul's monument is found in fact that it was put up only to honor him. Nowhere in his mind was God as that Ebenezer went out. Nowhere in his thought was God as that memorial was erected. Nowhere in his thought was God as the monument was set in place. The monument was all about Saul. Because in Saul's mind, he was responsible for the Amalekites' fall. How it happened, we don't know. God had commanded him and given them the strength, but somehow in the heat of battle, Saul had forgotten all about that. And so when he came back, the victorious commander and king, Saul honored and glorified himself as the hero. He put himself and his own honor ahead before God. And that, my friends, most certainly qualified as idolatry. Beloved, God delights in obedience. God delights in obedience because it is good. God delights in obedience. God is happy. And why is He happy? Because as obedience is a denial of God, as disobedience rather is a denial of God, obedience is the most beautiful confession of God that can be made. Obedience to the Lord is saying, the Lord is God. He is my God. Obedience is doing God's will in your life. Hindi gagawa ka ng bagay, kapit ka sa patalim, kahit hindi na, kahit immoral na, kahit unethical na, gagawin pa rin basta makalusot ka lang. Beloved, obedience is doing God's will in your life. And God says, I delight in that because no sermon and no poem and no piece of music is so beautiful as a life of obedience to God. How excellent is obedience? It is excellent because it is evidence of the grace of God powerfully working and moving within ourselves. Luke 6:46, the Lord says, And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not do the things which I say? And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not do the things which I say? Obedience to the Lord in life, not merely glowing words from the lips, is what Christ requires. What a searching and solemn words in that James 1:22, be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. There are many hearers of the word, and my prayer for this semester that you will not be hearers of the word. Regular hearers, reverent hearers, interested hearers. But alas, what they hear is not incorporated into their lives, into our lives. It does not regulate our way. And God says that they who are not doers of the word are deceiving their own selves. How many such there are in Christendom today? They are not downright hypocrites, but deluded. They suppose that because they are so dear upon salvation by grace alone, they are saved. They suppose that because they sit under the ministry of godly professors,